We got it. All right.
Cool beans.
Awesome pasta.
So, as I was saying, this is going to be a lot of theater of the mind. It's going to be a lot of you guys acting your characters out. As you can see, like there in that book, there's going to be various inspirations for your character as your characters grow, and how you do things, and then that will be based off the token system. So we'll kind of keep track of those tokens as we go. It's going to be a learning experience because this is a new kind of system and a new tabletop for me as well. But it should work out. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. So we'll start down in the lower left-hand corner there with Martyr.
Hi, I'm Martyr. I will be the Orange Ranger, also known as Vance. I didn't write a backstory.
Of course you didn't. Of
Yeehaw!
course.
True TPK fashion.
True Martyr fashion. I only have like one backstory for any character I've ever made.
Is it always with the same name?
It'll be there next time. I promise.
Once you play out the introduction, then you actually know what your character is.
Pretty much.
It's like in those really old crappy shows where they have to like previously on and they spent half the episode doing the previous part instead of the actual episode.
15 minutes of previously, 10 minutes of the actual.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, moving on. We'd like to welcome a new player to TPK. We have Meg here, and she'll go ahead and introduce her character.
Ooh.
Hi guys, I'm Meg Nasira. You can just call me Meg. I am going to be playing the Green Ranger, who is because I actually did write a backstory, but kind of a ADHD art geek is the gist of it. So that should be fun. I'm gonna yell at you guys.
I don't get to be the screamer for once.
All right, and then finally we've got Mars, or Galactic Mars. Tell us about yourself.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Mars. I will be playing the Blue Ranger. Or Blue. Wait, did we say Ranger? I don't know. Is that the thing? Or are we gonna get like?
I don't think we can get I don't think Ranger is
Copyrighted. Okay. Good. I was like, oh crap! Did I just ruin this stream? I'll be playing the Blue. Enter noun here, and his name is Jason. He is the eldest of a family of 3, and he is more a kind of person that looks more into figuring things out, playing things by the book, kind of, hey, we gotta follow the rules, rather than kind of the rash and kind of running in, like flying from the seat of the pants kind of person. Yeah, I have a backstory for him, but I don't know if we can say like more than that in our intro.
I mean,
Like I don't know. Like,
I think you'll be fine. You can
okay.
develop the character as you go.
Okay, that I figured that's what it was. I didn't want to be like, here's his entire backstory. It's like, so I feel like that's enough information there. So
All right, so you guys ready to jump in? We'll set the scene, and
yeah, and we don't need dice, right? We're this is all
the only die I would suggest that you use if you have it is like a 20-sided die to keep track of your tokens for your various turns.
I will.
I don't think you'll need them too much this first episode, but there will be a little bit that you might want to keep track of.
Wait.
Going to temporarily use Reese's cups to track my tokens.
No worries, just as long as you have your tokens. All right, so you guys all live relatively close to each other. You go to the same school, and you know each other through your groups of friends. But you've never really interacted with each other except for maybe one-off partner work in class or just kind of talking, saying hi in the halls of school passively. But lately, you guys have started to notice in your town that various classmates just aren't coming to school anymore, and other townspeople are kind of disappearing, and it's a little weird. You haven't noticed anybody from your friend group particularly that hasn't shown up or that you haven't seen for a while, but you have noticed, some of the football players haven't really been showing up to school, which is kind of typical. They skip a lot, but it's still weird that other kids aren't there. local businesses are kind of closing because their owners aren't showing up. And at night, you guys see kind of strange lights in the sky. And usually those lights appear, and then you notice that someone new has gone missing. And it's never quite been talked about. Everybody just kind of seems to think that nothing's really going on. Your parents and most of the adults just kind of ignore any of the strangeness. But you're in class, so you guys got to school today, and you happen to notice that your favorite teacher, the art teacher, she didn't come in today, and there was a sub. You guys didn't really care to learn the sub's name because hey, it's a sub, and you guys decided to someone finally decided to say something, and that's where I'll let you guys start off. So someone else in the class just kind of mentions that the art teacher didn't show up today. Another kid is just kind of talking about, hey, a lot of people haven't been showing up lately. It's kind of weird, and we'll let you go from there.
Okay.
Do you guys find it weird that have you guys noticed more and more people are not showing up? Like you haven't seen?
Yeah, like it's super weird. Especially now that, well, the teacher's gone. My favorite teacher. That kind of sucks. But, yeah, people are just. Where are they going? Nobody's sick.
Wait,
And
real quick, fail. Are we all sitting together or are we in separate? Sorry, I should have asked that before.
You guys
Yeah.
it's like a high school classroom. For like typically for when I was in high school, the art classes we had, everybody sat at kind of like around like a science room like table.
yeah, like
Um,
table sets up of four usually. They're big tables.
Yeah, so you guys are sitting together at like a table.
Okay, so we are okay. All right. I guess we can just wait here. I feel like, I mean, at some point, a teacher should come in. So I feel like we just gotta wait here another five minutes. Teacher should know. No teacher should pop in here any minute. Either that or we go get a teacher.
So as you're saying this, the sub walks in and kind of looks at the class and slams this bag that she's carrying down onto the table and looks at you. It seems like almost like she's a person who's not quite familiar with being human. Like she's not familiar with walking or being part of her own body, and it strikes you as kind of odd. But she looks at the class and she just tells everybody to hush up. Her name is Mrs. Kirkham, and she'll be your sub for the time being. And just starts to kind of divvy out papers.
Okay. So, what was the name of our previous art teacher?
Bob.
Was his last name Ross?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Oh my God! Yes.
Zarka will just kind of raise her hand as you said Kirkham.
Yes.
As Miss Kirkham's walking around and passing out papers and asks, "So, Miss Kirkham, do you know what happened to Mr. Ross?"
He's feeling ill. He'll be back in good time.
Oh, is he just at home, or do you know if he's at the hospital? I would actually like to really send him some pictures or some flowers or something.
That doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and let's get to our classwork.
Weird.
Okay, what are we working on today?
Indeed.
Today we'll be going over the Renaissance period of art. Guys, I don't know shit about art, so.
Why did
there's
you have to choose the Renaissance then?
There's the Baroque period. You have.
Look, when it comes to art, like
Out of our hands.
when it comes to art, I know comic book artists. So today we'll be talking about the period of comic books done by Scotty Young.
There we go.
I'm gonna fail this class.
Oh, this will be fun. I haven't really done a lot of research into like comic book art. I usually do just my head space. Okay, where was I? actually really do like the Renaissance period. Why aren't we doing that? Why are we working on comic books?
Because that boy there in the blue questioned me on art.
I'm sorry. I just kind of like slunk down a little bit.
Boy in the blue.
Just put on my glasses that I'd be wearing right now if I could find them, and just kind of like.
I mean, should I just go full sub? You know what? Forget it. You guys are frustrating me. We're just gonna watch a movie. We're gonna watch Clifford the Big Red Dog, and I want you to write down 5 notes about the art style of this animation.
That doesn't have anything to
They
do
use
with
a lot of red.
You, sir, I'm gonna ask you to leave my class.
Okay. I was just trying. Okay. I grab my stuff and I just. Well, I guess to walk out.
Would anybody else like to join him? No? Okay then.
Me? I would.
Excuse you? You in the orange.
Yes.
What's your name?
Vance?
Vance, get out of my classroom.
Okay. Later.
So Zarga's just gonna kind of raise her hand again. A little tentative.
Are you wanting to leave the class as well?
I don't want
No, I just wanted to ask why you're sending them out for asking questions.
I don't have time for this, okay? I have a 28 other students to deal with.
I'm scared of Mrs. Kirkham.
Like,
Like I said, you guys notice that something is kind of off with Mrs. Kirkham.
yeah. At that point, Zarga is just gonna kind of get up and like, well,
Praise the sub.
sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Question: Am I in the? So are we in the hall then? At this
Yeah,
point?
you guys just kind of got up and like left out to the hall. She didn't like send you to like a detention or give you any specifics. She just told you to get out of her classroom.
Okay.
Um,
Can
So,
I
yeah.
can I do one? Can I do one last thing?
go for it.
I'm just gonna pop in. I'm like, where are we supposed to go? Usually, a teacher tells us to go a specific, like, tension. Like,
Now
what-
you're trying to get us in trouble.
Just get out of my vicinity.
But that's not really that's not really a very practical or really. Okay.
Zarga is
Just
gonna
like- I
kind of
just-
grab you and
I'm just
pull
like
you.
slowly gonna like go back to the door and close
Come
it.
on, I know someplace we can go.
Mrs. Kirkham.
We can just kill time until our next class, I guess.
Take
Yep.
an early lunch.
We can't skip class. We're supposed to not. What are you guys doing?
We're not skipping class.
We were
We're
told
just gonna
to
go
leave
out in the
classroom.
yard, and we'll draw something like we would actually do in an art class.
Yeah.
And I can tell you guys all about the cathedrals and about Leonardo da Vinci and how he actually painted a lot of that because he was mad at the guy who commissioned him.
I mean, I guess you do have a point. She didn't really tell us to go to detention, so
And I mean, it's not like we're gonna get in trouble if we're still on school property.
Plus, Mr. Ross always says, life is just happy little accidents.
that is true.
And this is just a happy little accident. We don't have to be in that room and watch that movie, whatever it was going to be.
That's
Clifford
true.
the Big Red Dog.
Wait,
I feel like we're a little too old to be watching Clifford the Big Red Dog. Do you guys think? Did you guys feel something off about our sub? I don't.
Yeah, have we ever met this up before? Is this like a
No,
brand new?
brand new. You've never met this person. Like, you don't even recognize this person from town, and you live in like a relatively small town.
Ooh, that's weird.
Can I? I'm going to. You know how like the schools have those little like small little windows, rectangular window things on the door.
Yeah.
I'm just going to like slowly peek and just like looking, trying to be like super nonchalant and just trying to get an idea of like just catch her like mannerisms and her body, read her body language essentially.
So, as you look in, you see that she's got the video playing. So there's this PBS cartoon just blasting away on the TV. But you notice that she's just kind of standing in the corner like Blair Witch style. Like, she's just standing there. The other students aren't really paying attention. They're just goofing off, and it's almost like she's just not there. She's just like in the corner.
Okay,
I want to go home.
Why are you staring at her?
Okay. Something is really not right with this teacher substitute. Just take a quick peek. Does something feel off about just how she's standing? She's just her presence.
You never watch it, do
So do
Yeah,
you?
I like how you both went opposite directions on the camera. That's awesome.
we just butt heads.
Yeah.
So do you? So Mars, you look away so that they can like look into the window.
Right. So I don't, because then it's like I don't want like to be super obvious. So I'm just gonna like look away and just try to analyze what I saw.
Are you guys gonna?
That comical thing where it's like one head above other.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, are you guys gonna look in the window?
Yeah. Well, never mind. We're doing that. The Scooby-Doo style stat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
She's in front of the glass now, just staring at you.
Oh,
Jesus.
hi.
Hi.
She's staring at us?
Yeah, she's just staring, and it's almost like you can kind of see like the veins on like her face, and it's almost like something is crawling like under her skin.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Poker
Back
head.
away. Turn around.
Did we get, like, the school nurse?
Do you want to go get the school nurse, or do you want to go out to the
We-
courtyard?
We should probably.
I'm gonna
Did
point
you
to
see
my
that?
own
Did you guys
face.
see that?
I saw it. I saw exactly what you saw.
Please tell me you saw it.
Zarya's still just standing in front of the door and just points at
Yeah,
her
you
face
guys are just-
through the door. Like, what's wrong with you?
Your
You got
face.
something
What
on
was
your
that?
face.
Your face is messed up, lady.
She just looks at all three of you and holds up 3 detention slips.
See, now you're telling us where to go.
Well, she's
now
not
you're
gonna
following the
bring
rules.
it to us, then I'm not going to detention.
Wait, so is she just holding it up?
Yeah, she's just holding them up right now. Like, she's giving you guys a chance to leave before you get detention.
Okay.
Yep, I'm out. Let's bail.
All right, I guess. I mean, it's better than detention. I really don't want to get detention. It's really gonna mess with my standing at school. So I guess I'm out. Peace.
Mess with your record.
Yeah, record. I don't want to get a
We
record.
can't
That's
get
right.
in school suspension.
Um.
Can't get into Harvard.
So we should tell someone about what we just saw, right? Like
What-
we all saw that.
Who should we tell?
I don't know. I feel we gotta tell someone, like an adult.
Like the principal?
Somebody. We gotta talk to somebody about what's going on.
Well, I mean, there's something wrong with her, so, like, why don't we go to the nurse? She's supposed to handle stuff like that, right? I mean, I go to her when my stomach's upset, so, you know.
I mean, I guess that's the more. I was thinking more like administration, like someone like, I don't know, a counselor, assistant principal, like, I don't know, like.
Class president.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure he is the class president.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he probably is the class president.
We gotta talk to somebody. It's just this is too, something's clearly not right, and she could be sick for all we know, and she's here infecting other students, and like that's just I don't,
So
something's not right.
Go to the nurse then.
All right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
We should check with the nurse first, at least.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys are heading towards the nurse's office, you start to look in to other classrooms, and you start to see that Miss Kirkham is in every classroom.
What?
So every class, like even teachers you know should have been there today, like that you saw earlier in the day. Every teacher looks like Mrs. Kirkham as you guys move through the school.
Okay, can I just say, what the hell did I sign up into? Because I was expecting some like super kid-friendly Power Ranger shit, and not some like Outlast like cultist bullshit.
Like,
What is
we're all
this?
just chilling at the Pizza Hut, and like all of a sudden,
That's right.
taking off. 'Cause
Wait.
bad guys are doing like street performance.
Oh, man.
They're
ain't
just
good.
counting on their fingers as they walk past. Like, how can somebody give that give birth to that many, like, identical kids?
It's very rare.
How many teachers are in this school? There's like 50 of them, right? That's
There-
physically.
there's more than that. How many have we seen so far? I've seen like 7. That's impossible. They're all
Well,
they're all exactly
them
the
up.
same. All right,
We should
I-
pick up the pace.
I need to go to the bath. So I need to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna head to the bathroom and like splash my face with water and like just like something I ate for lunch. It's something's not right. I'm obviously not feeling well. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm running a fever and it's just causing just maybe have something that's one of the side effects is a hallucination. I don't know.
Becca
Something's-
just puts her hand on your forehead and is like, "You don't feel hot. I don't think you have a fever." And
She
like,
called you ugly.
I did
Thanks.
not.
You guys are
That's not
seeing
what I
this
said.
too, right?
Well, yeah. We've been talking about it for the last like 20 minutes.
I
think you're just overreacting.
you've seen 7 of the same
You're
people.
just
That's not normal.
overreacting.
Well, I think
I'm overreacting. You're underreacting. What is
Maybe-
this bullshit?
maybe the school got like some funds out of nowhere, and like this is a government thing of robots that they're having teach class now.
There's no way. School funding we barely have a school funding for a good band equipment. You think they have funding for robotic substitute teachers?
So walk over to a classroom and just open the door and ask, "Miss Kirkham, are you a robot?"
No response. This
I suspect the government.
Wait, so she just like no like
yeah, she just stands there like she's not even registering you're there.
Hello.
Is this
Miss
classroom empty?
Kirkham?
No, there's students, but
Oh, okay.
as with as you would know, being a substitute teacher,
Yeah.
students don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So-
that's true.
As you're
Are
noticing,
they all watching a movie?
yeah, every
Is it the same movie?
every class is watching Clifford the Big Red Dog. Every class.
No. That's
Okay,
a lot of red.
We got it. This is beyond nurse. This is we need to talk to we need to talk to the principal.
All right.
Is the principal gonna be able to do anything?
I'm assuming there's got to be something that's going on. The principal knows everything that's going on in the school,
Well, why
so
don't we-
obviously he would know what is this situation.
Why don't
maybe-
we call the FBI?
Let's think
They're
about
like triple
logically.
triplets. Like triplets.
Let's
Where they're
start
all
with
sisters.
president. Let's start with principal, then maybe mayor. Then we can hold on. We can maybe go to FBI.
I mean,
Let's start small here.
keep in mind, guys, this is the age of cell phones. So if you want to call the FBI, you're more than welcome to Google makes call to the
Oh,
FBI.
I'm calling the
That's
White
true.
House.
Why are we going like?
We have robotic
immediately
substitute
over, like,
teachers.
You're not one to call like county sheriffs. You're like, no, FBI right off the bat. There's two.
Well, if it's the government, then you have to get the government involved.
But the government is involved. It's all government.
All right. I'm going to the office. I don't know about you guys. I just this is too weird for me. Something's happening right now, and I need to know what's going on. So you guys can come with me if you want, but I'm going to the office.
All right, now I'm coming.
All
Maybe
right.
there'll be
Well,
another
it's just
Mrs.
her detention, I
Kirkham.
guess.
So as you guys enter the principal's office, you see that his secretary is also a woman who looks like Miss Kirkham. She asks you to take a seat and tells
Okay.
you that Mr. Morheim will be with you in just a moment.
Is that the principal?
Yeah, the principal.
Oh,
So
okay.
Mr. Morheim comes out. He looks you three up and down, and you notice that Mr. Morheim doesn't look all that there. He looks disheveled, and again, he looks like almost like a person who's not used to his own body, which is very odd because you guys have been around Mr. Morheim for a couple years now. And he just calls you into his office because he doesn't really need Mrs. Kirkham to hear this discussion that you're going to have.
Okay.
Please take a seat. Why are you coming to me today? And he kind of like twitches and just kind of stares you guys down. Why are you bothering me? As you can see, I have an entire school to run. So this better be important.
Well,
This is your idea, class president.
So all of the teachers
The
look
rep.
the same. Like, the substitute in art said her name was Miss Kirkham, but we kept walking by all the classrooms, and every single person in charge was Miss Kirkham. And that's kind of weird, right? Like, and your secretary, which did you get a new one?
Don't worry about the secretary. I think you kids are overreacting a bit. The teachers are definitely not the same. There's different teachers here.
Well, I can show you. Do you want to come with me? Like,
I'm gonna prove you wrong,
So he
jerk.
He gets up like he's gonna go to leave the room, and he locks the door. And
Windows?
when he turns around, he's got this kind of grin on his face.
Mr. Morheim, you okay?
You just couldn't let things be, could you?
Bail out! Is there a window?
The room starts to fill with gas.
Bail out!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is there a window?
And you
Yes.
all
Magnanimous
feel
dispensation.
yourself starting to get tired. Your eyes are getting heavy, and all you can
Knees
think about
weak.
doing is sleep.
Mom spaghetti?
No, we don't eat spaghetti here.
So we're like,
oh, I guess it's nap time.
Is there anything
can we resist this? Or
yes.
is it...
Is there
Nope.
anything we can do?
The
No?
I'm
the
taking
world
a nap.
around you just kind of fades to black.
Shit.
We should have watched Clifford.
Which one of you guys is the lightest sleeper?
Like IRL or are you
Yeah,
talking
Like IRL.
I'm a heavy freak.
I'm gonna go
I
probably
don't
not
sleep,
me.
so does that count?
I mean, if you don't sleep, we'll so you start to wake up first, and you notice that you're in kind of like a dingy cell, but you also notice that you're in there with Vance and Blue, yeah, Jason.
And boo!
So you notice that you're in this cell with Vance and Jason, but as you look around, you also notice that there's some of your other classmates, some that you hadn't seen in a while, some other townspeople also in cells, various cells, and it looks like you guys are almost in a kind of like a cave sort of setup. So you can see these cells that are built into like rock walls as you look up and down the halls. Are you going to wake the other two up and have them look around?
Probably, yeah. I poke them. Just poke their cheeks. Guys! Guys! No! Get up.
Oh my gosh, something's wrong with the principal. And I'm just like wake up, darted, just like
Well, yeah, I think I agree with you on that one.
It looks like a lot more than just a principal.
Yeah,
Where are we?
we're not. Oh, well, not in school.
yeah. You can see that.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably a true statement.
I took the bars in a confined area as a sign that we are no longer in school. I mean, technically, school can be considered a prison, but this is taking it quite literally.
Wait, why
Now,
do you think
like-
school's a prison?
As you guys
Check
are
on the
Like
door to
that-
see if it's locked or something.
as you guys are talking, you notice a cloaked, kind of a shadowy figure, kind of like a hood up, kind of walks past your guys' cell, and the door starts to open.
Hey, back away!
He's still walking, so he walked past and the door started to open.
Wait, oh,
Are
he
any of the
walked
other
past
cell
the
doors
door?
opening?
Like, what?
No, your guys' door is the only door opening.
Oh, well, that solves that. We can
Oh,
wake
so he's not
everybody up
walking
and get
into
up.
the jail.
No, he's walking past.
Oh, okay.
And you
Oh, okay.
you all three in your heads hear, if you want out of here, follow me.
Come with me if you want to leave. Sorry, I had to.
Well, wait, shouldn't we wake everybody else
Yeah,
up first?
we need to get everyone out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and follow this guy.
I'm gonna try to see if I can wake somebody up.
So if you want to look around and see, are you like if there's a way to open the other cells?
Yes. Oh, so we're just the three of us are in one cell, right?
Yes.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's cell walls, and we're just in one cell.
Yeah. So it's like,
Okay.
think of like you played Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
When he wakes up in the cave and it's got
Yeah.
cell bars, that's what it is. Like you're in
Okay.
like a cave with cell bars.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna go up to the hooded figure and be like, can you let everyone else out? Like, there's still so many people in those cells.
There's no time. If you want to save these people, if you want to save yourselves, come with me.
All right.
Making my way downtown.
Do we have the stuff that we like
Following a stranger.
left with, like that we passed out with?
Yeah, you still got like your book bags and stuff, like your school supplies.
Okay.
Scraps
Oh,
bags
thank goodness! I
and,
can't
like,
lose my
okay.
TI-84 calculator. That thing was expensive. I rummaged through my shoulder bag to make sure I have it, and then put it away.
He like shows everybody, look, I still got my
Still
TI.
got
have
the
it.
calculator.
I had
Open
to,
their
Okay,
bag.
I had to work so many
math.
shifts at the Dairy Queen for this.
Can it play Mario though? Is it?
No, it
does
can't. It's strictly for school.
Not worth
That's
it.
tragic.
No. School stuff is school stuff. Play stuff is play stuff. Don't
Sketchbook,
listen to it.
pencils, tarot deck.
Yes.
Okay, we're good to go. Sir, what's your name?
Names are not important right now.
Yeah.
And he's
They're
just
a little important.
he's just
I'm-
walking. Like it's almost as if like the further he gets down the hallway, the more he kind of fades into the shadows of this hallway.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him. Come on, guys. And then I'm just gonna ask, like, where are we? What is this place?
You're not gonna believe me, or maybe you will. You guys have been taken captive by an alien race, an insectoid empire that travels from planet to planet, harvesting people as resources for basically a galactic war that they're waging. They like to infiltrate new races, brainwash and abduct those races, and then use them as their own fighters. And sometimes,
Wait, you're serious?
and sometimes food.
See, it wasn't the government.
And
it was aliens.
sometimes food.
Sometimes food. It depends on the race.
Aliens.
Wait, are we food or are we warriors?
Aliens.
Since they've just recently established themselves in your town, it's hard to tell which you're going to be. They don't have all of their facilities completely set up yet, so I'm unable to tell whether or not you're going to be food or fodder.
Okay,
How do you
so
know so much?
Like I said, that's not important. I'm here to save your planet and save you guys.
where's my sense motive roll?
Alien life? I mean, it's to be expected. Our universe is really vast, but to have such a sophisticated life form, and not only that, but be present in our own planet, how has no one found out about this race, this alien species?
Oh, I hate to
Well, I don't. Maybe they're the government.
break it to you, guy, but you guys are still a fairly infantile race. I mean, your technology has not advanced that much at all compared to.
Whoa.
Say
Have
that
you
to my
not seen his
T84
calculator? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have you not seen his calculator?
Dude, we're on the same wavelength.
I mean, where I'm from, that's a cute child's toy, but
I mean, check this out. You can do this with it. I'm gonna take his calculator and I'm gonna put 8,0,0,8. Look at that.
you kind of see this figure's like shoulders just kind of slump over, almost like it's face palming, and you just hear in your heads like, maybe I chose the wrong kids for this.
Look, I, I don't entirely understand what's going on, which, when I don't understand something, it frustrates me. But I do know there are people back there that need our help. So whatever that is that we need to do to make sure these people get out, sure, I may not like some of these people. You know, it's high school. People are jerks sometimes, but it doesn't mean that they need to be in a cell to soon be eaten by insectoid alien creatures. So what do we need to do?
So he turns around and you notice that he's presenting his hands to you. So this figure, we won't say whether it's male or female. It's just a figure. You can't tell. But you see in their hands they're holding 3 coins. And he tells you, or they tell you, go ahead and choose which one you seem to think calls out to you the most.
Okay.
What's
The coin?
distinct about them? Like,
So you notice on the coins, each coin is a different color. So you see blue, orange, green, and then you see what looks like a mythological creature. You know, from your history classes, you kind of recognize what these could be, like coins from, ancient Greece or some other ancient time period, but they don't look old.
I'm taking the green one. It's my favorite color.
Well, orange looks better on me.
All right, I guess I'll take. I guess I'll take the blue, and I just go ahead and grab it.
So at the touch of these coins, you feel like a jolt of energy run through your body. And it kind of verifies as you feel this jolt, you also kind of see thousands of other races. Like it's instantaneous, like just images of other races just flash through your mind. And all of these other races you see are also holding this coin. And they all change. They hold the coin up and they're in different clothes, they're wearing a helmet. You kind of notice this looks kind of like a children's cartoon you might have watched years ago.
Whoa.
So Power Ranger.
And we've been copy striked, everybody.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Look what you did, Meg! Shut up!
Oopsie.
Just kidding.
So, just to make sure I understand. So essentially, like, did we just saw just a bunch of different races holding the same coin, right? We
Yeah,
don't know we can
essentially.
see- Okay.
The creatures were different for each person, but you've seen almost like you were connected to these people
Okay.
because of this.
Ooh,
Whoa.
this is incredible.
Are these did everything did all those creatures we just I saw, I don't know about you guys. Do they exist?
Oh, of course. The coin you hold has passed through various users, and they've all added their unique twist to these coins as they've used it to fight their own battles. Um, with these coins, you'll be connected to those people. You'll gain their knowledge when it's needed. You should feel a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit faster. I know for a fact when you picked up your coin, you felt a jolt of energy. That was essentially the coin connecting you to the grid.
The grid.
Yes, the grid. I'd like to welcome you 3 to Henshin A-Go-Go. We're an intergalactic, almost police force that has been put together to fight against races like the one that has decided to take over your planet.
So we're like space police.
You could look at it that way.
Like superheroes.
I mean, that's kind of a pedantic way to put it, but yes, superheroes.
So does this mean we're gonna be fighting Miss Kirkham and Invincible?
There's a good possibility that you'll definitely. The woman that you saw as Miss Kirkham, as you saw, there were many of her. Think of those as the grunts. they take many disguises, and in this case, Miss Kirkham just happened to be the disguise they took. Years of intercepting television waves from Earth kind of gave them an idea of what to dress and look like to hopefully put people at ease.
Is that why she suggested watching Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Oh yeah, no, they definitely watch a lot of PBS.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, that's the only channel I get at my house.
Do these coins, this connection to the grid, besides, the faster, stronger, what does it do to us in other ways? Like, what is our ability? I guess what it is enhanced.
Well, each one of you has your own unique set of abilities, things that make you all different. Isn't that right? Isn't that why all humans are unique?
I mean, genetically, we all have DNA is very different. It's makeup of our cell structure and who we are. But I mean, if you're talking more of a subconscious and conscious, I mean, yeah, everyone has different thought process and different personalities.
Don't even know what you're saying anymore, man.
Well, Jason, and that catches you off guard because you didn't think that they knew your name.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, Jason, what's something you could do that these two couldn't do? What's something that you're good at?
I mean, I don't know them very well. I don't know what they're good at, but I would say I'm really good at problem solving. I mean, I don't like not knowing things, so I just like learning new things and kind of figuring out the best solution that requires the least amount of risk or harm for people. I mean, that's kind of what I do.
So as you're talking about this, you hear an alarm kind of go off. So an alarm's triggered, and you start to see these semi-humanoid praying mantis things
Ooh.
come running down the hallway.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
We need to go. We need to run right now.
We need a Henshin A-Go-Go.
So this figure looks at you, and he looks at all three of you and goes, "Now's a good time to find out what you can do." And he points to the people running towards you, and he's like, "Jason, I want you to concentrate on the scene in front of you. What do you see?"
Okay. And what do I? So besides, is there anything else I see?
So
GM?
as you're
GM, sorry.
staring down this hallway, so as you're looking at these people, or these things that are flooding in towards you, you kind of see almost like a grid laid out, like a chessboard.
Okay.
And you can see their movements, so it's almost like they're slowed down. So you can see the movements they're taking and where they're kind of placing themselves, and it's almost like you've gained this ability to like hyper analyze the things around you. So you're
Okay.
you're like almost super aware of everything going on around you.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can see how they move and almost like where they're going to move sometimes. Everything just, I guess, falls into place, if that makes any sense.
Okay. And you, Orange. Yeah, Orange.
But you knew his name.
Don't worry about it. How do you feel?
Well, I don't feel all that special.
You don't feel like maybe you could be a little bit stronger, a little bit faster?
I mean, yeah, I feel that, especially through the coin, but
I mean, after the calculator scenario, I don't think there'd be a little bit smarter.
no, I don't. I agree. I am inclined to agree.
So as you see this group of monsters running towards you, you almost feel like you could just take them all on. Like you feel rage, almost like bloodlust, and that you could just charge in and come out unscathed. So you kind of feel like fearless. Like you don't really care much for danger.
Gotcha. I need to do something with that.
That's up for you to decide.
Well,
All right.
This
Well,
is-
they're running close. They're still they're
Yeah,
running.
it's
at
it's
us. Okay.
it's a fairly, it's like a 10-mile hallway, so you can kind of
Okay.
see them, but
It's that scene in like in the movie or in the show where it's like, unlock your true potential.
yeah, essentially.
Everything's
got
in
you.
slow-mo.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna take him at least 10 minutes to finally finish running to you guys. Again, they watch a lot of PBS, so they haven't learned a lot of, they've learned a lot of really cool architecture and art from what they've been watching, but not much else.
how much value each art is.
Yeah, a lot of Antiques Roadshow, guys.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we
Don't know much.
For the Green Ranger, you feel like almost anything that you could imagine you might be able to bring to life for a brief period of time. So if you can draw it, you can picture it in your mind, you could pull it off the page and use it as a weapon or bring it to life in some way. And that's coming from your connection with these other races. So your creativity feels like it's boosted and like you could actually make things real. You could take 2D and turn it 3D.
So that would require me drawing it first.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty badass.
But I will clarify that she is not really reacting too much. She's just kind of staring at this cord in her hands and
Does she have like the classic anime eyes, like whoa?
just staring into space, like.
All right. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do after having this discussion with the hooded figure, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna analyze the room. I'm going to assume, and GM, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to assume my link with the different creatures gives me a better understanding of the architecture around me. So I'm gonna use that knowledge to try to figure out a way to either slow them down or defeat these enemies by using maybe some kind of vent or a cooling system, something
Yeah, so
within here.
So you can tell that your connection to these things is kind of giving you an ability to strategize and analyze battlefields really well. So if you think about it, it's almost like you could call the shots and maybe help your teammates to help you guys get through this situation.
Okay. All right. Okay. You guys ready?
All right, so I'm gonna be like just kind of stomping my feet. I really don't understand what's going on, and I really don't know what this has to do with me much. But I'm not gonna let the human race down now.
All right. Smash.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll start.
I'm just
So
gonna take over.
you're just gonna charge in.
Yeah, charge in.
So as you charge in, it almost feels like you're the Flash. Like you feel like just speed, and you dart in. But as you dart in, like as you two see him kind of like blink as he moves, like just runs forward. When you see him appear again in this group of people, he's in orange armor, and that orange armor has like minotaur horns curled around the helmet.
so bad.
It's more muscular, and he has an axe laying on his back, like strapped to his back.
Dude, he's freaking Kratos from God of War.
Zeus! Just kidding. But yeah, so I'm just gonna like spearing them, like I'm trying to push them all back. Sure.
All right, so he's trying to push them all back.
All right. I'm sorry. I totally forgot your character's name.
Zarka.
Zarka. All right. Zarka, provide support, and I'll come in and defeat the rest of the stragglers. Let's do this. And so I'm gonna start running toward the I guess Orange. I forgot your name, Marta. I forgot your name.
Vance.
Vans. I'm gonna start like charging towards Vans.
It's understandable though, because you guys never really hung out that much together. You just kind of knew each other in passing.
That's true.
Just a
Other than the fact
colored
we've been
you.
sitting at the same art table all year, but
Yeah. I was like, I don't even know their name. I've just been doodling.
Look,
So I'm going to run, and while Vance is pushing people back, I'm going to run, jump, and try to get almost like on the other side, almost like a flanking position.
okay.
So
As you're mid-air in this jump, your armor activates, and as you land, you've got kind of like small wings on your back, and a whip at your side, and that whip reminds you of a griffin's tail. So it's like a whip, but at the end where the lion's like tail mane would be, it's kind of spiked.
dude. Okay, if anyone has seen Castlevania, the Netflix Castlevania, has anyone seen that?
I need to watch
Oh
it.
yeah, I've watched every season.
Okay, so
Feels
Belmont. That is the image I have right now of that kind of like.
Yeah, you're looking at kind of like the Slayer's whip.
Sweet. Okay. Cool. I am going to freaking use that thing and try to essentially funnel people into Vance's way so he can just keep just wrecking shop.
All right.
Or funnel the sex, whatever they're called. The praying mantis.
The praying mantises.
Yeah.
So Zarka, you see these two fighting against these things. What are you gonna do?
her initial reaction, well, my initial reaction is just gonna be kind of frozen watching this happen because like this seems very unreal.
Okay.
But she would just slowly take out her sketchbook and just is drawing. It probably ends up being something along the lines of maybe a net or like a trap that can be set up.
Okay. So as you start to draw, you notice that your hands are gloved, and that you're kind of like, whoa. And the other two can look at you and see that you're in full green armor, and your helmet looks like it has snakes wrapped all around it. And you notice that your pencil that you were using to draw with is now a very large paintbrush.
Hell yeah.
And that's how are you going to proceed with that?
So I guess I wouldn't need the sketchbook at this point. Like it'd be very much like Green Lantern where you can draw it.
Yeah, you can try.
Why not? Let's see.
All right. So as you kind of swipe and paint towards it, like in the air, you start to notice that the net is materializing as you swing this paintbrush. And now you have a net.
Hell yeah, I have a net, and I'm gonna go join the fray.
All right.
Do you yell that? It's like, hell yeah, I got a net, and you're just like,
Yes.
yes, that's awesome. I'm gonna just look back. I'm like, that's awesome. Let's use it. And I'm gonna run toward her to like grab the net. So we're both running, and we're gonna like.
So you're gonna just net the guys up.
Yeah.
Just yell duck at Vance.
Yes. We're both like running like duck, Vance. Just.
All right. So you get this group of just you could tell that they weren't very strong. It's kind of like they were just grunts. You get them netted up, and that cloaked figure walks up to you, and he kind of looks you guys up and down, and he goes, "Maybe I did make a good choice." Are you guys gonna just leave these here, or do you maybe want to put them back in the cell where it's less likely they'll be seen?
Yeah, let's shove them back in the cell. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yes. Let's make sure we put them in a cell that doesn't have humans in it. Which, by the way,
Ours is open still, right?
Yeah, put them
Yeah.
back in our
Yeah.
cell.
let's do it. All right. You grab that side. You grab that side. I'll grab this side. We'll
Dragging
chuck
it.
this. Yes.
Yeet.
I'm gonna yeet the shit out of this.
All right, so you guys get them in the cell, and this figure looks at you and goes, "Well, I've got some other business to take care of. I think you guys can handle yourselves for a little while."
Wait, you still haven't
Wait.
told us your name.
And how to get these
How do we
people out
get
of here?
off of here? How do we get off of here?
All right, listen here. I was gonna get to that.
Oh,
Wait, when? Because you said you were leaving.
Listen. You guys are like newly inducted police officers. I'm like your lieutenant, or I don't know the hierarchy of police on Earth, but I'm your ranking officer. Stop interrupting me.
got
Yes,
Sorry.
sir.
for a ranking officer.
You guys need to get to the control room to unlock the rest of the cages. Inside of the control room, you will also find a teleporter to get people out of here. I don't know the exact coordinates that it's going to take them back to. That's something you guys will have to work out when you get there, but it will put them back on Earth. Granted, it could be in the middle of the ocean, could be in the Marianas Trench, it could be in your home. That's how you're going to get people out of here.
Did you say back on Earth?
Yes, I did say back on Earth.
We're not in Kansas anymore, guys.
So what do we do to make sure that they all go back or teleported to the place they were?
I have a feeling you can figure that out.
Okay.
I mean, you
Vance.
got a calculator.
I mean,
Oh,
if
do some calculations.
if the control room, if the console has a, coordinates, I can place it. Then I mean, yes, I can figure it out. But we're on a spaceship. I'm assuming. Like, we don't know. Like
Looks
what
around,
they're.
like, this doesn't look like a spaceship.
Again,
You're right. It
just-
doesn't.
Just head that way, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. And he
All right.
points you in the direction of where those things were running from.
Oh, we're running from. Okay. All right. Well, then let's do it. I take out my hand to shake his hand. Thank you for the help and these. Oh, well, by the way, are the coins like? Are they part of the armor, or like where did the coins go? They get dissolved. Like I don't know.
The coins are the armor, so the coin turns into the armor.
Oh, okay, cool. So it was like.
So it's like a little symbol on their chest or something. Like,
Yep.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. So thank you for helping us and giving us a way to help our community, I guess.
So this figure just looks at your hand, nods, and then runs in the opposite direction of you guys.
Right.
no way.
Think we should
make haste.
Goodbye,
Peace.
Lieutenant.
Peace.
All right. So as you guys start heading towards where they pointed out the control room to possibly be, because they didn't give you the best directions, they're just like it's down that hallway. As you guys get further down the hallway, you start to see less of like cave-like structure and more kind of like steel and like a metal structure, and you can kind of see windows, so you can see outside if you guys want to stop and look outside as you're going.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do we see?
You see red dust
Oh no. Okay. Red
and
dust.
rocky terrain, and what looks to potentially be an old rover of some sort.
We'd be on Mars.
I think we might be on Mars. Can I I'm so used to I was gonna say, can I roll for perception? I'm so,
Can I roll for perception? Can I make a history check?
Can I make an investigation check?
I'd like
Can
to roll
I?
sense
What do I
motive.
need to do to get a better look at this old rover?
You would have to go outside. I
Yeah,
imagine.
you probably have to go outside.
Okay.
So you just can see kind of in the distance what looks to be like an old rover, like something like NASA would have sent into space. You kind of recognize, the technology, but it's hard to tell with the dust swirling around.
Okay. That's very interesting. I think we might be on Mars, guys.
Well,
If that's a rover that I think it is, I think we might be on Mars.
Mars is not Earth, and I would like to be on Earth. So
I very much agree.
skedaddle, skadoodle. Where's this control room?
Well,
Is there like a map, like a little sign that says you are here, and it shows where the control room is, or we just keep going in this direction and eventually we'll find it?
Bro,
Well,
you're on
follow
Mars,
this way.
not Mall of America.
Well,
Can
I don't know how aliens work.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we're going this way because that's where you said to go. So I guess we follow this path. I can try to figure out and see if maybe there's some kind of connection between what we've seen and maybe there's an architectural difference, and then we'll know we're going the right way.
So as you look down the hallway, you can see that there's two paths that kind of curve off. So almost like it's rounded, and then a path straight forward, and there's a door. So you can either go around the curves, or you can go through the door.
Okay.
Sarka's still just in front of the window drawing the rover.
Would we know how to
I'm gonna be
operate the door?
honest.
The
It's
doors,
just straight up a door.
the doors here are the most amazing of technology. They automatically open when someone approaches them.
Wicked.
All right. Did I realize? Oh my gosh, I forgot your name.
Sarka.
Zarka. I need to write this. Did I realize Zarka
I've
is
already
still,
written down all the names.
still by the window?
You can, yeah. I mean, you guys are together, so.
Did you look around and probably realize it? Yeah.
Hey, Zarka.
What? I'm almost done.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Is it looking pretty cool?
Let's go!
Yo, keep it down. Keep it down.
This thing.
Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Look at it.
Keep what down?
Cool.
We're awesome fighters. Let's go.
Let's do this. Now, I think we have three options. Whatever we do from here on out, I say we try to be quiet and not raise any suspicion. Zarka, can you make some kind of maybe some kind of
I'm gonna go through the
temporary wall?
So as you say, let's not raise any suspicion, you're looking around and you notice what looks to be an old 1970s, 1980s surveillance camera in the corner.
Oh crap.
Still drawing.
Nobody move. It only sees you if you move. Is it the flashing red light? Or
Yeah, it's got the flashing red light on top. It's like the oldest, you're questioning how technologically advanced this species is, because some of the technology you're noticing around you looks like it's from the 80s, 80s sci-fi movies.
Okay. I'm gonna scoot a little to the left and see if it follows me.
It does not.
Okay. Hey Zarka, can you make a thing to cover the camera? Maybe a blanket. Can you make a blanket? Just toss it.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a minute to finish this rover. I'm almost done. Still drawing.
Still gonna be drawing.
I'll just throw my axe at the camera.
All right.
Oh no.
Dude.
Oh no.
So there's just a shower. You just see the shower of sparks as Jason throws his, or Vance, sorry, as Vance throws his axe at the camera.
I'm
Okay.
soft. Can't see us if it's destroyed. Grab my axe.
Right,
Let's
but
move
they can
forward.
hear us. Is that door still closed?
Yeah, the door's still closed. So
Okay.
far, you haven't really you haven't heard any shuffling. You haven't seen anybody. You're kind of wondering where everybody is.
Okay. Huh. All right. Vance,
Yes.
you ready to go in the room?
Yeah, I'm ready to go in the room. I've been ready to go in the room. Look
All
at
right.
me. I got my axe. I'm ready to go in the room. Let's go in the room.
Zarka, you ready?
Is your rover done?
Still drawing. She doesn't even look up or recognize that you said anything to her.
Okay. I'm gonna. Is it by the window? Are you by the window?
Yes.
All right. Can we access like our phones? Like, is that a thing?
Yeah, you can access your
Okay.
phones.
All right. I'm gonna take out my phone.
AT&T
I'm a-
works out here?
AT&T. This TPK roleplay stream brought to you
There's a
by.
Verizon
Oh.
hotspot.
Yeah, it's brought to you by AT&T. We got some Verizon going, and don't forget, this TPK stream would not be made possible if it wasn't for viewers like you and PBS.
and PBS.
Viewers like you.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
take a
Special guest
picture
star
of it.
Clifford and Elizabeth.
That's right. I'm gonna take a picture of it, and I'm just gonna look at Zarka. I'm gonna like just try to get her attention. So I'm gonna like grab her shoulders, like, "Hey, I know you really want to do this thing right now, and I have a picture here for you, and you can totally draw it later. But right now, we gotta focus on this thing, because there's a lot of people's lives at stake right now, and if we're going to do this right, we gotta work together. Think we could do it? Think you could do this? Just real quick."
But I'm almost done.
I know you're almost done. And I have a picture here for you, saved, so you can do it later.
Don't you want to save Mr. Ross?
Mr. Ross could be in danger, actually, yes.
He could actually be in danger. He could be like on the verge of being eaten. So like we need to hurry up and go into this room that could be the control room and get Mr. Ross and all of our friends out of here.
She just kind of pauses and then puts the sketchbook away and okay.
I just like, "Hey,
Mr. Ross.
you're doing great." And I give like a fist bump.
Tilts her head and just fist bumps back. It's like,
Sweet.
bye,
Let's do
bye.
this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my freaking awesome whip out and get it ready.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slowly start walking in. Probably Vance, you want to take point?
Yeah, I'll take point.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So as you guys enter the room, so you enter this. It's a big room, and you can kind of see that where the hallway curved on either side also connects to this room. And then a little bit further ahead of you, there's another door that seems to lead to like another hallway or another room. And inside this room, you see tubes, like pods, and you can see more of those mantis-like creatures in these pods. And those are kind of lining the walls. And then in the middle, it looks almost like a classroom. And each little desk area is showing a different PBS show.
This is not good.
And
Yeah.
there's people dressed like Miss Kirkham and Mr. Morheim, all sitting at these various desks, just fixated, just entranced on whatever PBS show they happen to be watching.
Oh man, they got cyber chase in this?
Do you yell that? Like, do you actually yell that out?
Yeah.
Yeah. They turn to look at you and start to get up from their seats.
Miss Kirkman, could you sit back down, please?
As they're approaching you, you notice that their skin is starting to kind of come off, and they look like the mantis things that you were fighting earlier.
Oh crap!
let's do this.
Vance rushes in.
Yeah, I rush in again.
There's only like 10 of them. There's not a lot. The rest are kind of still like gestating. Like they're being created, like mass produced here.
Oh, like Clone War style.
Like it's a
Yeah.
hive.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's kick some butt. Before I, again, I'm gonna flank, but before I run, is there anything in the room that would be useful, to use against them?
So as you're looking around the room, you see there's like pipes along the top, and then there's the little pit where the desks are. The chairs are all attached to those desks. Like you can't move it. It's like one big console. And then there's just like a path down the middle. There's bars that kind of like separate, and then like stairs that go down on either side. And then there's the door right in front of you. And these things are slowly, because there's only that set of stairs on either side, they're slowly funneling up those stairs, and then kind of like in 2x2 coming down this path towards you.
Okay. Can I figure out, do my hyper analysis and figure out the mantis's weak point?
Oh yeah, you could try. So as you look, you notice that where their arms are connected is kind of weird, because it's like they've put these like claw-like arms on them, like they don't belong. So you can kind of see like the joints are breakable, so you could break the arms off. And then you see in the middle, I don't know if you remember like 1980s like G.I. Joe figures, but they had like that weird rubber band in the middle. And you could, like, pull up.
Yeah.
So you notice looking at the middle like of their torso there that you can see that it's almost like they're like action figures.
Okay. Cool. All right, I'm gonna point that out to both Vance and Zarka about their weak points, and hopes, with Vance with his freaking axe and horns wrecks some shop.
Yeah, so I'll like start using my axe to hit the weak point.
Okay. So as he's telling you this, and kind of utilizing his powers a little bit more, he gets a flash of... So, Jason, you're going to get the flash of one of the other alien races, and it shows that alien race kind of split into two. Almost like they created a clone of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then that clone... It shows the clone kind of fighting for a while, and then that clone disappears. Almost like it comes back to you. So you've discovered this ability to split yourself, or to create a mimic.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm going to I guess I'm going to create a mimic and have him run past Vance and into the crowd of insectoids.
So the way that you...
Or I don't know, how does it work?
So the way you notice this mimic work is it's almost like a mirror image. So if you were to run left, it would run right.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. But it can't, it's not a physical, it's an illusion, right? It's not a physical
No,
thing?
it can fight with you. So it can fight.
It just acts in tandem with you.
It just acts in tandem.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay. I'm freaking going to then run flank, and actually, yeah, I'm going to flank him, so it's going to be both at the corners and kind of taking out the people that my clone and I are going to take out the people that Vance isn't taking out. So kind of slowly pushing them up.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Vance, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to take care of the ones that are like around me, trying to go for that weak point that Jason mentioned.
So as you're pushing back and trying to fight towards their weak point, you get this flash of almost a bull-like race. And you watch this bull-like race charge, and it's almost like a force shield, like just force energy surrounds your body, like a comet. So if you were to charge them, you could charge through them with just kinetic force.
Okay, cool. So with that, I'm gonna do like a backflip to kind of get out of the way of them to get some distance, and then just try to just charge right into them like that. Can I do
Okay.
that?
Yeah. And Zarka, as you're watching this, as you're watching the other two fight, you get a flash of the snakes on your helmet and this race of people, and the snakes are all kind of writhing and almost like they shoot something from their eyes, and you see these other things turn to stone.
Hell yeah. So legit Gorgon, hell yeah. But
That is awesome. That is so cool.
but then I guess because she wouldn't really be sure what else to do, so I guess she would just kind of stand and try to use that and see if she can get some people frozen. That
So
can't
so yeah,
really
you
attack.
as you stop and you try to do the attack, you see this like beam just kind of like shoot from your visor. Like it's almost like it kind of blinds you a little bit as it shoots from your visor, and you see a group of two of them turn to stone.
That is pretty
That
cool.
that is really cool.
That is so cool. How many are left at this point?
You guys have gotten them all.
Oh,
So you've got the
damn.
ones turned to stone. You know, you ran in and charged in, and then we've got Vance just almost like pinballing. Like he can just pinball around the room like this.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay. If we, so, I go up to Zarka and I'm gonna say, "That is so cool." I'm gonna start having to come up with like combat strategies with that new move because there's like so many combat strategies that are coming up in my head right now, and I'm just gonna slowly start taking out. I'm gonna take out this book and just like start writing everything like these things down and just. Oh no, not my book. Sorry, I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna write a bunch of these notes and have like a little like start drawing almost like like those football things where you have like all these like lines and whatnot. That's what's happening right now. It's like, oh my gosh, we could do this, and I'm just gonna start doing that.
All right. So
Wonder if it works on objects.
we have about 30 minutes left. I just need to take a quick break, and then we'll
Okay.
jump right back in. So
All
if you
right.
guys need to take a quick break, go for it.
Good break.
I'm good. I just need to grab my water.
Be
It's,
right
like, out
back,
of reach.
yo.
There we go. It was just my water was slightly out of reach. Okay, can I just say I'm having a blast? I don't know about you
I
guys,
don't.
but I'm having an absolute blast with this.
It's like I'm kind of confused, but at the same time, it's like this is so fun.
Yes, I'm definitely it's kind of interesting because I like the learning as I go. It's definitely challenging, but it just makes it more fun once I've figured it out. One of the things I've been meaning to ask Phil is how the turns work. Um, because we
Yeah, I
haven't.
was gonna ask about that as well
Yeah.
because how is he going to say when he allocates tokens to us? Because
Yeah, and I think that might be coming up later, but I just want to double check
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be like I'm doing this and this and this, and like it's just not fair for everyone else. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, like for example, like the weak point one, and I have it pulled up here because I was like, there's no way I can remember this. I had trouble remembering your guys' name. You honestly think I'm gonna remember a bunch of movesets? But I was looking at one of the things, and one of the turns is to pinpoint an adversary's weakness. So I was like, does this count as a turn? Like, what am I doing? Can I do this?
when he comes back, we can just ask because
There
Oh, there he is right now.
All right, are you guys ready to wrap this up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Question.
let's do it.
Go for it.
The turns, how do they work, or have we gotten to that mechanic yet?
We haven't really dived into the mechanic yet.
Okay.
I mean, there's heavy, regular, and light turns, but since there hasn't
Okay.
been a whole lot of combat, and what kind of like the way that this is just kind of introduce you guys to your powers.
Powers.
I haven't dove into the turn system.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't sure because earlier I did, I used the regular turn, which in a regular turn ability, which is pinpoint an adversary's weakness, and I wasn't sure if I was allowed to do that, but I went ahead and did it.
No,
anyways.
and that's so the way I've been kind of like looking at your guys' sheets and how you guys have been doing things and how you guys are playing out your character. That's why you guys just unlocked a second power.
Yeah.
okay.
Because this does have it has a system in it called raises. So if you're acting in a certain way, the DM can give you what's called the raise, and so basically that's you leveling up. So you guys have been acting really well in your characters, and so I gave you guys the raises.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
All
so
right.
then doing turns and stuff is going to be something that we'll start doing more of like next session.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So as you guys enter the final room here, what you think is the final room, you can see some other doors branch off. You notice there's a huge control panel, and in the middle there's like what you would assume as a teleporter. It's like a big circle. There's all these other smaller circles in the middle, and you can see what looks like alien script on various monitors. You see as you look at these screen as the control panel, it looks like keyboards, but you're not too familiar with what's on those keyboards. There's some switches. There's a big red button if you want to attempt to push the big red button.
I've seen the movies. I don't think this would be a good idea for me.
Yeah, let's steer
What do you
clear
think,
from
Jason?
let's steer clear from that until we know exactly what everything does. And I'm gonna scan. I guess I'm just gonna scan through, and using the connection with the aliens or the other creatures, I'm gonna see if I understand any of this, any of the arc or not, any of the not literature. What is the word I'm looking for? Any of the
Like
symbols.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you were kind of told earlier, and as you kind of saw, there's all this particular race that you're dealing with it likes to absorb other races. So some of these symbols you recognize, and some are alien to you. You're not sure. You know enough to make out kind of how to activate the teleporter, and you know enough to open the gates, but you're not 100% on where the teleporter will send anybody that it's teleporting.
Okay. So I think I figured this out. There's only one problem. I don't know how to make sure that when we send people through the teleporter, they're gonna go to the place they need to be. So before we do anything else, we need to make sure we have that down, because there's no point in sending people back to Earth if they're going to be in a dangerous position.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were doing. We were gonna send everybody back home.
Yeah.
Vance,
Yeah.
have you been awake? Or
Yeah, I forgot whenever we were doing all the fighting and stuff.
The fighting kind of got to you. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool axe. Like I can see why you kind of got a little sidetracked.
So, any idea, Jason?
I mean, no. The only thing I can think of is there has to be the teleporters here. We have a way to release. We have a way to teleport them. All you gotta do is essentially figure out how the teleporter works to make sure that they go to the right spot. So there's one of two options, possibly. There's one, either the way to import coordinates are on this teleporter system, or the coordinate positioning is in a different console, and it could possibly be in a different room. But I don't know until I have more information.
so you can make out enough to know that the teleporter's in the room that you're in. And you can make out enough to know that there are like what looks to be like time and date on one of the monitors. But the symbols that are in time and date, you're not sure which is like month or year, if they're coordinates or not.
Oh, so this is all time. They're not like physical coordinates, they're time.
Well, you can't tell. You can't tell if it's like GPS coordinates or if it's time and date or what.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So it's just there's coordinates, but with the unit, there's numbers but no unit.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we need to. You know what? Something we might need to do is maybe question one of these insectoids, one of these creatures, because without more information, I can't in good conscience send anyone through this teleporter.
You kind of hear in the back of your head, have you heard any of them talking?
Oh,
They
no.
talk when they're in our forms, like Miss Kirkham and the principal.
but none of them that you've run into up here have spoken in any way that you've noticed. They've all just kind of mindlessly charged at you.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. And she's going to start drawing with the paintbrush. And is pretty much just going to make a copy of Jason. So
Okay.
we could just send copies of us. And when they come back,
Oh,
Well,
I see
Are they-
what you're thinking.
Are they? Well, they're conscious, right? They would be. I guess they would be created with your subconscious or what your conscious thought of us. So that would be. So I'm just gonna like wave at like the one that she made it in front. And what does he do anything?
He just kind of looks at you. He's kind of confused. He's not really sure what's going on. He's like, "Where am I? What? This makes absolutely no sense."
Is this what I sound like?
It really doesn't make any sense. Do you have your calculator on you?
Yeah, I've always got my calculator, and it reaches into his back pocket, and he pulls out the TI calculator.
Pull out the same calculator. I'm gonna do rock paper scissors.
Okay.
I'm gonna do rock paper scissors.
with yourself?
Yes, I'm gonna do rock paper scissors with myself. Do we get the same? Do we end up the same
Yes.
thing?
So you both end up with rock.
Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. So this is what's happening. We are on a maybe potential command station on Mars. There's people from our town that are in here as well, and we need to figure out some information. So we need to either get a hold of a creature to interrogate them to get us to have a talk, or I just thought of it, every console has to have some kind of manual, right? There's got to be some kind of instructional manual thing.
Where should I look? Like, check the
I-
glove box?
Yeah.
Anything there's
Go-
a compartment.
Vance, you go ahead and you start looking for a glove box.
Okay.
I think there's a problem with that idea. She just raises her hand when she does it.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be in the same language as the consoles.
That's true.
Like,
But maybe if I can analyze the information, I can maybe put two and two together. Those are the two options. What do you guys think?
I'd say just shove the copy in. Let's see what happens.
Oh, you meant like okay.
All three of you instantly get this feeling of dread. You feel like something is approaching, and you do not want to be in the same vicinity of it when it gets there. It's
Okay.
slowly creeping up on you, so you got this sense of urgency, like you need to make a decision fast.
We should.
Okay. All right. We need to leave. Are we taking the copy with us? Jason 2.
Jason 2.
Jason 2.
I
Follow
mean,
us.
Probably should.
Smack the red button.
Follow us and be
Don't
quiet.
smack the red button.
Wait,
That's
so-
a self-destruct.
Wait, did you smack the red button?
Yeah, smack the red button.
Smack the red button. All right. So as you smack the red button, the entire room fills with light. You are almost blinded. Like you cannot see anything around you. You can't see each other. The whole room just this blinding white light.
Oh gosh. Smack the button again! Smack the button again!
What was the oddly eerie silence of this place that you were in? You're suddenly just bombarded by sound. You hear cars, you hear wind, you hear birds. And as the light in your eyesight kind of starts to come back, you guys are standing, all four of you, in a park.
Oh boy.
The coffee. Do
Oh,
we
the
recognize
coffee.
the park? Is it a park back home?
It looks like a park back home, but as you look around, everything kind of seems off. You guys know where the park is, but some of the shops and buildings around the park don't look the same. You notice that one place, which is like a local pizza joint, is there and it's open, and that place closed years and years ago.
The button was
Is
a
there like a
time
newspaper
machine.
stand somewhere?
Yeah, you do see a couple newspaper stands on the sidewalk outside of the park.
Also, are we in normal clothes or are we still in our armor?
You guys are still in your armor.
All right, we're cosplay nerds now.
So
You're-
that's what the red
you're-
button.
You're getting some very strange looks from other people in the park. A couple moms grabbed their kids and kind of started walking very briskly away from where you guys just kind of popped into existence.
Rude.
The ground around you guys is kind of singed and black. There's a little bit of smoke coming up.
Guys, we should probably change back.
We should change back here. We should hide and then change back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get spotted.
We got hurry
gotta
up.
blend
The
in.
authorities are gonna come after us.
I'm getting a newspaper.
Dude,
As you guys are trying
What
to
is he
figure out what
Just
to so
walking away.
as you all are trying to figure out what to do, and you kind of look around and you see the cloaked figure walking into the pizza place.
hey,
Oh,
that's the guy.
yeah. We need to go over there. Hold on. Is there like a tree or like a bush?
I mean, it's a park, so I'm sure you could find a tree or a bush or a bench
I'm
or
gonna
like a
go
slide.
behind. I'm gonna
There's
go
alleyways
behind.
somewhere.
Oh wait, we're in a park. Is there the kids playground type? No, there's gonna be a bunch of kids in there. We don't want to freak them out. Never mind.
I mean, there's like the weird like bathrooms that nobody ever goes to at a park. You also happen to see a very convenient looking alleyway next to the pizza place.
yes, down the alleyway. Let's do it
Where are we going down the alleyway?
so we can change.
Oh, hey, you know what? I forgot about that.
So I'm like, as I get to the alleyway, I'm just gonna look like at Zarka and Vans, and also the other clone me.
It's still there.
It's still there. Wait, question: is that because of your green? Is he? I'm imagining him like that neon green. Type
No,
clone.
he looks like
It
you.
looks like
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, look, we can't infringe too many copyrights here.
Which
Um,
Jace do I follow?
I wonder
So-
if there's
The-
a way to get rid of that.
So the other Jace just kind of like looks at you guys. He's like, I don't know who you what kind of weirdos you guys are. I don't know. He's like, I've got to be dreaming. Something's not right here, and he just walks off.
No.
No, he's
Yeah,
gone.
you're dreaming.
He's gone. He just takes off.
Can't
Let
do
loose.
anything about that.
We just
Undo your
there's another
work.
Jason.
It's too late. He's gone. Like you see him getting smaller and smaller as he's just running.
Jason 2.0 is gone.
Jason 2 is on the
Is there
lamb.
any racer setting on this paintbrush?
He's too far gone to be erased.
Oh no,
Oh well.
Guys, what have we done?
that might come back to haunt us. But yeah, let's get changed.
I'm gonna
Get rid of the gawkers.
look at the coin and I'm gonna press on it. Just like how do we change?
As you guys are sitting there trying to figure out how to do it, the more you think about it, it just kind of happens. The suit just kind of goes back to the coin, and then the coin is just there in your hand.
All right, cool.
Magic.
That's really awesome. There's got to be like some kind of like nanite technology. Okay, focus. Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about.
okay. Pizza place, hooded figure. Let's go. We can maybe worry about Jason 2.0 later. Right now, we gotta figure out hooded figure and figure out what's going on.
So you're gonna go into the pizza place.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you guys enter the pizza place. You see a couple families sitting around eating. You notice a tall, not thin but not heavy set person behind the counter. They have long dreads, abnormally pale skin. It looks off, but you don't see the cloaked figure anywhere. You just kind of see this guy, just kind of chilling there. And
Is it just the one guy? No one else?
Well, there's families. There's kind of
okay.
what you think are families. You don't really know. And he just kind of looks you up and down. And he notices your coin in your hand, Jason.
I'm gonna hide it. Hi. We would like to get
Pepperoni.
yes.
What's that behind your back?
His hand.
My TI-84 calculator. I'm gonna put the coin in my back pocket and take out the calculator.
He just sighs, and you notice as you kind of like look around at the families, you notice they kind of like glitch, like it's like a hologram. So you kind of see the people kind of like glitch, like it's a hologram, and he just sighs, and hits something on the cash register, looks at you guys, and you see the arcade machines in the back kind of split in the wall. And he says, "Follow me," and heads down the stairs.
Wait, are you the hooded figure we saw earlier?
Just follow me.
I mean, at this point, stranger danger is kind of out the window, so I feel like we should follow him.
Yeah.
Just standing in the pizza joint, staring at the families. Like, why did they do that?
It's like put your head through their faces, like they don't exist.
Waving hands in front of them.
Yeah. So I'll follow. I'll follow, dude.
All three of you gonna follow?
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right. So
I
as you
am
guys,
so perplexed.
as you guys walk in and you start to walk down the stairs, the walls behind you close, and you notice on the back of the wall is a TV that's playing Bob Ross on PBS.
It's our teacher.
Oh.
And as you guys get further down the stairs, you see just a huge control room. You see weird panels all over the place, different videos on different screens, and the cloaked figure is standing kind of in the middle of the room as you walk in.
Oh, is he cloaked back now?
Yeah,
he's
he's
not like. Okay.
Well, you see this other guy standing there as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
For a second.
And that's where we end it.
Oh man, I have more questions than answers.
I think that's the point.
So many
it's a,
questions.
What the
it's a
freak,
pilot.
man?
Whoa! Now you gotta tune in next time.
Tragic.
Whenever half the episode's gonna be a previous.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never really like.
Dragon
I mean,
Balls.
in all fairness, it did go from like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds,
It was
but
awesome.
we never really got a chance to like really delve into our backstory, which is totally.
Well, I had certain things planned out that was gonna kind of pace it a little bit slower, but you guys insisted on going to the principal's office.
Like immediately.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, do you guys want to like, hey, you guys want to just like kind of go outside and chill? You know, I figured, hey,
No,
they're
I want to
gonna.
call the FBI.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are gonna be like regular students. You're gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna blow this off. We're gonna. I gave you ample opportunity.
That's true. I will say, I thought I was following my character because he's very much by the book, and so the fact that like he got detention or didn't get detention and was told to leave, he's like, what?
No, you followed your characters really well. I really like the improvisation. I really liked how things went. So you guys did an amazing job tonight. There may or may not be repercussions from a second
Clone.
second Jason running around, especially in a time period that he doesn't know where he is.
His name is Jace Clone now.
Jace
He's
Clone?
got-
Jace
I
Clone.
need y'all to get on the train.
No, I'm all for that. Jace Clone.
Jason
feel like-
does have his calculator, so he's probably okay.
Wait. For some, I don't know why, fail, but for some reason, this thought came to my head. What if Jace Clone becomes Emo Joe?
I mean,
Oh
we'll
my
see.
gosh.
Oh my gosh. Ah man, we gotta do that again.
This is amazing.
This was super fun. It's definitely like I know we haven't really delved into the mechanics of like the turn-based stuff, but I really like where this is going. I think Fail, you've created a very cool and interesting world so far, or at least so far from what we've seen. It's been really cool and interesting. Um, I I I definitely feel like there's stuff we were supposed to do that we didn't get to, um, and that's okay. And you're doing an awesome job. I'm having a blast. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, it's fun. This is a complete change of pace from sessions that I'm used to, which I enjoy. I also very much enjoy playing in very spacey character.
No, I also really liked how you were playing that character. Like,
Yeah, you did your
just
character well.
You have a very
well.
free-willed character. Yes, yes, it was awesome. And I think one of the cool things that, at least what I'm saying, is we each have, we each have strengths and differences, and also flaws. And so I'm really interested to see how our imperfections that we have, our characters' imperfections, become smooth out and become not perfections but better. And we better work as a team. We better work, in combat situations and non-combat situations. um and so I'm interested to see how that character development progresses in each of us. Like, for example, like for Meg, like where you're like so spacey and things like that, and like I have to do things like by the book. We as we go on, and maybe through certain events, those imperfections uh become non-imperfections, I guess. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm trying to
I
say.
get what you're saying. It seems
Yeah.
like that's a lot of the point of how the system works, is that
Yeah.
it's supposed to be character development.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
They're really cool. I will say next session I will definitely be even more dappered up. Just as a
He just
warning.
keeps on getting more and more
Just
dapper.
more and
as,
more.
Yeah.
like episode 13, he's gonna be like in a full tux.
Yeah,
There
And
you
he's
go.
gonna be speaking all posh.
Season
season
finale. Freaking full tux.
Welcome to
I'll just come
season
back
one
with a new
finale
art project
of
every
Henshin
time.
A-Go-Go.
I honestly, Meg, I half expect you to have more flowers in your hair, and just there's an increasing, a slow, not like extreme, just like a very slow, incrementally increasing number of flowers.
It reminds me a lot of like Queen Amidala from the prequels of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like that. Yeah. I know Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could totally see that now. Yeah, I know.
All right.
Eventually, I'm just gonna be Persephone. That's my life.
Dude. Oh man, that's awesome.
So, I just want to, again, thank you guys for coming out and playing. I'm glad you guys had a great time. Thank everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out and watching us on